Hello everybody, welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. And as always, I also publish on Rumble when it syncs properly and on time. I don't do manual uploads, or else it will take me an eternity to do everything. But yeah, the rest I think everything is it's quite on par with the schedule that I put myself into. And yeah, today we should have like another episode for the Evil Within 2, like the 5th one, and then tomorrow more XCOM coming for sure. I've been managing to keep up with the schedule, like one game from each series, like every day. So it doesn't drag too much, and then after I think I will finish first from what I've been seeing Void Busters, and then I'll keep at least maximum. I try to keep maximum 2, but in the meantime, if there is like must play game that I want to do, I will introduce it also. But yeah, everything seems on par with the schedule that I commit myself into. So let's get to some news. Not much happening. Today is Sunday, so yeah. We got some things that Starfield, Surpasses, Skyrim, Steam concurrency peaks, mod tools. The thing here is mod tools coming in 2024, which is, sorry about that, which is the main thing here. Yeah, from what I've been seeing, Starfield is okay game. From what I'm seeing, at least my opinion, I didn't play the game for myself, so I cannot give it like a definitive score or definitive opinion. I've been covering the game from some time now with some videos and that 45-minute showcase, and I did manifest kind of some worries per se, which is basically the fact that the game engine, given that it's using still the creation engine, from the vision, because I think that people were not misled, but thought that it will be like very much too similar to No Man's Sky, which at the time I told I don't see that happening. And yeah, it has a lot of loading screens, because I think that the engine cannot support the immersiveness that they were trying to achieve. But still, from what I see, the loading screen is very quick. It's like 1 or 2 seconds if you have like a good SSD, or and if you have an NVMe, even better. But yeah, it breaks a little bit the immersiveness of the game. The fact that you, even for example, you are in the world and like bigger locations, they always have like a loading screen, and between, for example, main hubs, between some areas you have also loading screens. I would like have to I would have liked to see if they manage to, for example, I can understand like from space environments to when you land, that the fact that it has like a loading screen to load the world, but within the world you don't have like for example, let's say that one of the main hubs, I forget, I think it's Jemison, the planet, New Atlantis I think it's called. That part there, they didn't have like loading screen. That will I think for most people would have how do I say it, the people would have liked more the immersiveness of going around between within a city without like loading screens. I don't know that the engine is capable of doing like something like this. For sure it doesn't. It would never been like No Man's Sky. At least from my perspective, and from what I understand, the creation engine is capable of. You saw that in Fallout 4, because it's the version creation engine 2, even though this one has a lot of tweaks, a lot of improvements regarding that. But yeah, Fallout 4 was a loading screen fest. You enter like a house, you have always loading screen. Here, I think it's a little bit less annoying in that sense. Not every door that you open is a loading screen, but like a little bit bigger areas that have like some stuff. I don't think the engine itself can handle this kind of things. I don't know if even Unreal Engine can handle this kind of data being loaded in terms of procedural generation. The fact that you have to the engine has to load data as long as you go throughout the world or throughout the space. But yeah, I understand graph jumps. It's more than okay to have like loading screens on that. Yeah, it's not a bad game, but I find some systems interesting, like shipbuilding. The fact that you have to unlock certain skills to improve your ship gives you a little bit immersiveness in that sense. Also, the level up system, I think it's improved regarding Fallout 4. It's not that I think makes sense, for at least from the ones that I saw, the skills. I think it kind of makes sense what when you are leveling up, which kind of skills, like the five areas that you want, and plus the levels of those skills. I think it makes a little bit sense there. But yeah, in terms of immersiveness, I think it's the big drawback from this game. Even though it's kind of a decent RPG per se, because it's basically focused very much on combat here. The combat is nothing out of like something that extraordinary. It's improved regarding Fallout 4 from what I understand. System like the menus are a little bit finicky. I think they are very too much optimized for consoles, and they didn't do like a decent job for porting that thing for PC to be more I don't know, more easy of use there. But yeah, we'll see how mods will kind of arrange that, fine tune everything for PC. Of course, they will not fix like the loading screen stuff. I don't think they will. I don't think, I know, I'm for sure they will not solve the problem of that thing of loading screens. What I think they will do, the mods, in the overall scheme of things, is improve a lot more the gameplay stuff. I think they can fine tune that, create some more custom worlds. Of course, they said at the beginning they were aiming for NASA punk kind of aesthetics, which means that from the 1,000 worlds, and they warned that. Given that we have at the moment what science deems is the Goldilocks zone, so in the solar system, for example, with us has 8 planets. Pluto is not a planet, at least that's the consensus. We only have one, at least that as far as we are certain, only one has like complex like life, let's say it. We don't know other worlds for sure if they have like microbiological, you know what I mean. So basically that's the thing that people are complaining a lot of empty worlds, but supposedly, as far as you know, that's what happens, and they were trying to aim for that aesthetic. And you can see also in the, to a certain degree, the starship building and how they maneuver around, and the aesthetic itself, and the mechanics evolve. You see that there is kind of trying to put themselves in a bound to reality to a certain degree, even though it's a sci-fi, but it's kind of trying to be a hard sci-fi game. That's why I think mods will improve that for sure. They will, I don't know how can they make tweak that, but for sure there will be more worlds with more stuff to do, more interesting stuff to do. I think they can manage that, mods. And yeah, tweak the inventory stuff, and even tweak, like for example, the introduce more, I don't know, more skills, maybe another branch of skills. I think somebody has the imagination and the will to do. I think it will be introduced something like that. I think even like quests, a lot of the quests, it's they fault a little bit there. I think a lot of them it's like fetch quests, at least from what I perceived. There is some interesting like consequences of some of the quests from what I saw regarding how it might impact the world, but I think like consequences of what you do, I don't think they are very overreaching and in the galaxies itself. But yeah, in the galaxy itself, because yes, the solar system, yeah, it's on the galaxy, sorry. On the solar systems there, but yeah, it's an okay game. It's I think still sticks kind of what it's Skyrim is in space, which doesn't mean it's good or bad. It is what it is. But yeah, this is my overall rant until I start playing the game by itself and see what it has to show. Of course, there is it's not drama. Some some issues regarding other stuff, but it's not my intent in this video at the moment to do something like that, because again, I didn't play the game, so I don't I cannot confirm or deny some of other complaints that been happening on the regarding the game itself. But yeah, it's a very mainstream game, let's say it that way. So that's why we have been seeing a lot of because from the games that we've been launching, some of them are more, can say it like, niched. For example, Baldur's Gate, even though it's a huge success and I'm very excited to play that game, it's what we call like a CRPG, so classic RPG, which has like D&D, so it's very detailed, very intrinsic on how you go about it, doing a lot of stuff. You have to think a lot of strategies and tactics of how to approach certain scenarios, and some people don't like that in games. They want something to wander around, lost themselves a little bit here and there, like a couple of hours or 3 hours, without thinking too much on what they want to do next. And Starfield seems to be a good game for that. That's why I think they have a lot of success at the moment. For example, I don't know, Elden Ring. It's a very what we can call niche also, because it's a game of difficulty, of repetition, of challenging yourself in terms of skills, and again, trying to think a little bit on how to approach certain scenarios, and die a lot, and it's a little bit grindy in that sense. If people are not used to it or don't like it, those kind of games, they seem to they're just dying without a purpose. Some of them, it's also about the story. But yeah, I think Starfield is like a mainstream game to a certain degree, which is not bad or good. It is what it is. And again, if you are enjoying, good for you. I'm willing to try out this game. It seems pretty okay to check the game itself. If you don't like it, again, don't buy it. Again, I wish that they should have like a demo or something like that to try out a little bit, to check the I don't know if it's possible to do like a demo of this for people to try out, to see if it's their liking or not, instead of buying the game, then the refunds, then if they don't like, they refund the game. It's not good. But yeah, if you like it, continue playing, enjoy the game. If you don't like it, we have huge amounts of games to play with. They are pretty good. For sure you will find something to your taste. And yeah, regarding at least for now Starfield, if I see anything like a huge mod that will improve a lot of stuff, I've been covering a lot of it, the performance mods and some texture pack mods that are coming out. But I think we will see more stuff in 2024 when the mod tools, the creation kit will comes. I think we will see a lot more stuff being done. Because it's more, how can I say it? The creation kit allows us more flexibility of doing mods, so you're not strained and trying to tweak just ini files, which to a certain degree doesn't give you an opportunity to be more intrinsic in creating like quest stuff, skill stuff, and everything, or it can be harder if you do free ini files. But yeah. I think the creation kit will revolutionize. I think it can be a second coming to Starfield if some mods are pretty good. But yeah, till then we'll have to wait. Other news, we got Horizon Forbidden West Complete Edition was rated in the Singaporean board, so the Singapore Game Rating Board, EMDA. This is for PlayStation 5 at least, but as happened in Horizon Zero Dawn, the Complete Edition, it came basically a little bit after to PC also. I still have to try out Horizon Zero Dawn. I think it's, from my every reviews and everything that I saw, it's a pretty good game. It's one of those that I like to play, to try out, to check what the story is all about, and the combat itself, and the crafting and all that stuff. Also, I think the sequel is okay-ish. I think it's at least as good as the first one. I don't know. Didn't follow up too much because console exclusive, but yeah. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully it will turn out to have like a complete edition on PC as soon as possible. And lastly, I talked about the Lysopai yesterday. I saw some stuff regarding a video showcase, and it's a weapon showcase, even though it's an older kind of a thing. It's from 3 days ago. I watched this one. You have like in English, Japanese, Korean, and traditional Chinese. I watched, of course, the English one. Very interesting. How you can it gives a sense of what you can do with regarding weapons, because you have like the blade here and the handles, and you can basically combine everything between each other, because every weapon is can be disassembled in handle and the weapon itself, and it's interesting because they have different stats, and so you can make a lot of variations of a lot of stuff. It's going to be interesting seeing how players will do this. Of course, there are more weapons, like heavy weapons, like more agility based weapons, all that stuff, very in line with Dark Souls kind of systems that we are used to. One of the things also from this showcase, it's 7 minutes video, but gives you a good sense, is different environments and different enemies. Pretty interesting. And also the combat itself, you see a little bit how the stagger stuff works. There is some stagger effects there, and also some parry mechanics that you can have an appreciation of what they're trying to achieve here. So very much, I think the combat is going to be very similar to Bloodborne. I never played Bloodborne, but from what I saw, seems very in line with Bloodborne, because you don't have like a shield, you only have like the weapon, so you parry with your weapon. And you got also the different arms, the Legion arms, I think it's called. So they are different ones with different capabilities, one with a hook, others with like a grenade kind of launcher kind of thing, and others will for sure improve other stats of the character itself. But yeah, we'll see. I think it comes September 19th, so around 10 days, 9 days. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I think it's going to be a pretty decent game at least. And with that, I'm going to wrap up with some gaming deals. Got Children of Morta, so roguelike. Got some multiplayer. I think it's more about co-op stuff, but it's a hack and slash roguelike game. It's one of those that I would like to try out, even though it's pixel art. If it got my eye picked here on the thing here, I think you unlock characters and everything while you go, and it's got a story of I think it's like a family of protectors or something like that, and the dark took over it, so you have to defeat the darkness or something like that. It's very kind of by the numbers, but it has it's the combat itself and a little bit of the story. I think it's might be some interesting for you. So it's 75% off, and you can play for free. At least in it ends in 3 days, so you can have a try, and then if you like it, you can buy it 75% off. Got also Observation. It's one of those that I would like to check out. It's very not interactive, it's more about, I think, puzzle solving to a certain degree, but it seems interesting to me, and it's 75% off, so around $6 give or take, so I think it's a pretty good deal. Got also Red Dead Redemption 2, again, no open world, one of those games that I never played in my life, not even the first one. I think it was basically console exclusive until it came out to PC. I never had a chance to play out. So it's 67% off, so around $20. Got the Ultimate Edition, $87. I don't know if it's worth it or not, because I'm not sure when it comes out, but I got some DLCs and some stuff, like horses, mounts, and some satchels from what I can see from the picture. But yeah, I think it has some extra content itself. Seems pretty good, saves $20 or $27, depends on the version here. Also got Slay the Spire, one of the games that I think it like revamped like roguelike games and deck builder games, because how simple it is to start playing, but very difficult to master. But yeah, I think you have 3 classes. I don't know if they put more classes or not, but I remember from early access around 3 classes, I think. Until the game was properly launched, it only had 2 classes, if not mistaken. But yeah, you got a lot of stuff. You got the ladder of going through until the final boss. Seems pretty good. 66% off, $7 give or take. So I think it's a well worth game to try out. Also, you got Dark Souls franchise is on sale, 50% off in everything. For the first, second, and third. So the Dark Souls remaster, it's like the ultimate version per se. Got the Scholar of the First Sin, sorry. trying to read that one, and now in my head I was reading in a different way. 50% off also, so it's not really expensive, like 20 bucks or something like that for each one. And of course Dark Souls 3 that I already had for some time now since it launched. I only have like almost 200 hours played. I play from time to time now that I have a PC to do so, but I play on my time. I just like to immerse myself around 2 hours, give or take, defeat the boss, and go around that. Yeah, 50% off. Again, I really recommend the deluxe edition. Not the deluxe edition. The season pass. If you can buy only the season pass, but the free games for $45, which has all or no includes to. That sounds expensive. Let's just check. I didn't know it. Yeah, the deluxe edition a little bit expensive, still 50% off, but it's well worth it. The DLC, it's well worth it in my opinion. Even though it seems a little bit expensive here, but it's like the full game price, give or take, with all the content itself. Yeah, the season pass. The season pass brings everything together. Yeah, yeah. 30 hours. Oh, it's almost over. But yeah, the Ashes of Ariandel and the Ringed City. They are. Ashes of Ariandel is like a shorter one, but it can be challenging, and the Ringed City it's a huge DLC with a lot of challenges and some like hidden bosses there. They're like the most hard bosses in the game itself. But yeah, the most that I have more difficulty is the Nameless King, I think it's called, the one in Archdragon Peak. But yeah, this is it, guys. I was supposed to plug my Patreon, but I forgot to put it here, so that doesn't matter. If you like it, don't forget to like and subscribe and all that jazz. Keep an eye peeled for the launch of the gaming episode for today, and basically this is it, guys. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. So until then, Kunamy Master out.